Lust is a force, a silent, seductive enemy that whispers to your deepest desires, promising freedom, but delivering chains. Every time you give in, it takes something from you, your energy, your peace, your very essence. But what if I told you that within the simple act of saying no, you unlock a power stronger than anything lust could ever offer? The moment you reject that temptation, something incredible happens. The weakness begins to fade, and a hidden strength rises. It's easy to think that giving in will satisfy you, that the fleeting pleasure will fill the emptiness. But each moment you surrender, you fall deeper into a prison of your own making. What if the key to true freedom lies in the power to resist? Imagine being able to control your desires, to say no and feel more alive, more powerful than ever before. This isn't about self-denial, it's about reclaiming your energy, your soul, your life. It's about standing firm, not in weakness, but in a strength that most will never know. This is the hidden power of resistance, the strength in saying no to lust, and it's time you discovered just how much it can change your life. 1. The power of a single choice. In moments of temptation, it's easy to believe that the decisions we make are small, fleeting, inconsequential. But the truth is, every decision, every yes or no sets the course for our future. It shapes who we become, what we believe, and ultimately how we live. When it comes to lust, the choice seems simple on the surface. Give in for a moment of pleasure, or resist for a lifetime of growth. But in reality, that choice is the difference between living in captivity or experiencing true freedom. You might think that indulging in that fleeting desire will satisfy you, but in the quiet aftermath you'll discover a haunting truth. It doesn't. It never does. Every time you choose lust, you feed it, and it grows stronger. It demands more from you, stealing bits of your willpower, your self-control, and your peace. And in return it offers you nothing but emptiness. But what if just for a moment, you chose something different? What if you chose no instead of yes? That simple, powerful decision would echo through your life in ways you can't yet comprehend. In that choice lies the power to break free from cycles of weakness and despair. In that single act of resistance, you find strength you never knew you had. The energy you would have spent on fleeting pleasure is redirected into something greater. Your confidence grows, your sense of purpose sharpens, and your soul begins to align with a deeper truth. The power of a single choice isn't just philosophical, it's practical. Every time you say no to lust, you're saying yes to self-respect, to mastery over your impulses, and to the freedom that comes from being in control of your own destiny. The more you choose to resist, the stronger you become, until one day the desire for fleeting pleasure no longer has any grip on you. That's the magic of a single choice. It's not about denying yourself, it's about reclaiming yourself. The true power lies not in giving in to temptation, but in standing firm and saying no to the things that seek to weaken you. That's where the real strength begins. 2. The lie of instant gratification. Instant gratification is a lie, one of the most destructive myths ever fed to humanity. In today's world, we're surrounded by an endless stream of instant rewards. With a click, a tap, or a swipe, we can have what we want, when we want it. But what if all of this convenience is keeping us from the true fulfillment we're designed for? Lust thrives in this culture of instant gratification. It promises quick pleasure, a fleeting high that feels good in the moment, but that's exactly what it is. Fleeting. You feel the rush, the heat, the satisfaction. But within moments the void returns, and you're left wanting more. The cycle repeats, each indulgence leaving you emptier, hungrier, more desperate. And yet the lie persists. This will make you happy. What's worse is that this lie doesn't just apply to physical pleasures. It stretches across every area of life. From the food we eat to the content we consume, we're conditioned to seek instant rewards, to never sit with discomfort or delay satisfaction. The more we indulge in this quick fix mentality, the more we condition our minds and bodies to expect constant gratification. We stop valuing the deeper, more enduring joys that require patience, discipline, and long-term investment. The truth is, anything worth having takes time, effort, and sacrifice. Real satisfaction isn't found in immediate pleasure, but in the work you put in, the growth you experience, and the deeper fulfillment that comes from building something lasting. When we choose to resist the urge for instant gratification, we open ourselves up to a deeper, more lasting satisfaction that can't be taken away by the next craving or the next temptation. Lust, with its promise of quick pleasure, is the ultimate counterfeit. It never delivers what it promises. It leaves us empty, disconnected from our true selves, and trapped in a cycle of dependency. But when we say no to instant gratification, we're not denying ourselves. We're setting ourselves free. We're choosing a life that is not ruled by momentary impulses, but driven by purpose, patience, and the understanding that true happiness comes from within, not from fleeting desires. The real power lies in delayed gratification, the ability to wait, to grow, to build something meaningful. When we reject instant gratification, we embrace a higher path, one that leads to lasting joy and unshakable strength. 3. The metaphysical battle. Lust as a demon. Lust is not merely an impulse or desire. It's a metaphysical force, a demon that seeks to take root in the soul. It's more than just a fleeting temptation. It is a dark spiritual battle that plays out within your mind, your body, and your very essence. It's a predator that doesn't just want your physical submission, but your spiritual surrender. The real danger lies not just in the moment of indulgence, but in the way lust corrodes your identity and pulls you away from your higher calling. In the grand scheme of the universe, every act of lust is a sacrifice, an offering made to a force that thrives on weakness. Lust doesn't care for your well-being, your peace, or your future. It exploits your most primal instincts, seeking to ensnare you in an endless cycle of cravings and temporary satisfaction. But like all demons, it doesn't show its true form immediately. It lures you in with promises of pleasure, joy, and relief, masking the true cost of surrendering to its influence. The metaphysical nature of lust is that it is parasitic. It attaches itself to your soul, feeding off your energy, and it grows stronger with each act of indulgence. Lust doesn't just disappear after you give in once. It evolves, it mutates, and it gets more difficult to resist with time. Much like a demon, it feeds on your shame, your guilt, and your fleeting moments of weakness, using them as fuel to keep you trapped in its grip. This isn't just about fighting an urge. It's a battle for your energy, your peace of mind, and ultimately, your soul. When you give in to lust, you weaken your spiritual armor. Your ability to resist other temptations, to make decisions rooted in your true values, and to remain in alignment with your higher purpose diminishes. Lust doesn't just want your moment of satisfaction. It seeks to disconnect you from your divine power, making you forget that you were meant for something greater than fleeting pleasures. The fight against lust is the fight for control over your mind and soul. It's about refusing to surrender to a force that thrives on your weakness, and instead, reclaiming your power. Saying no to lust is not just about denying a physical urge. It's about resisting the demon that seeks to hijack your spirit, and choosing to stand firm in your own strength. 4. The strength found in rejection. Rejection isn't a weakness. It's the birthplace of strength. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, we've been conditioned to believe that the key to fulfillment lies in indulgence, in giving in to our impulses. Lust is one of the most powerful of these urges, whispering that satisfaction is just a moment away, that all we need to do is give in. But what if the true power lies not in succumbing but in rejecting it? Every time you say no to lust, you are exercising a muscle that grows stronger with each use. It's like lifting weights at first. It's difficult, even painful. But with time, each rejection becomes easier, and what was once a challenge becomes your natural response. Saying no is an act of self-discipline, and that discipline shapes your character. It builds resilience, not just against lust, but against all of life's temptations and distractions. Rejection of lust doesn't just strengthen your willpower. It strengthens your entire being. When you refuse the fleeting pleasure of indulgence, you create space within yourself for something far more powerful, purpose. Every no you utter is a declaration of your higher calling, a commitment to something beyond the momentary satisfaction of the flesh. You reclaim your energy and redirect it toward growth, creatively, spiritually, personally. Most people don't understand this, but the energy you would have spent on chasing momentary pleasure is now redirected into the things that truly matter. Your passions, your relationships, your dreams. You become more focused, more driven, and more alive. Your decisions become more deliberate. Your sense of purpose sharpens. The more you say no to lust, the more you tap into your true strength. It's in this rejection that you step into true power. It's in this refusal to give in that you find your true freedom. Lust promises satisfaction, but only delivers emptiness. Rejection, on the other hand, is a declaration that you are the master of your desires, not the slave. Each rejection of lust is an act of sovereignty over your own mind, body, and soul. It is the foundation for all other victories in life. The strength found in rejection is not a force that weakens you, but one that fortifies you, making you capable of facing even greater challenges ahead. And the more you embrace this strength, the more your life will be filled with purpose, direction, and fulfillment. It offers a false promise of satisfaction, luring you into a cycle of temporary pleasure, while your soul is left yearning for something far more meaningful. The deeper longing within you isn't for fleeting moments of indulgence, but for connection, purpose, and fulfillment on a level that transcends physical desires. When you resist lust, you tap into something much more profound, your inner power. Every time you reject a temptation, you are not just resisting pleasure, you are rejecting a counterfeit reality and choosing to step into your authentic self. The urge to give in might be strong, but beneath that surface there is a longing for something far greater, something that cannot be satisfied by momentary gratification. Lust tricks you into thinking it's the answer to your inner void, but it's only a temporary fix. When you say no to lust, you are saying yes to your true calling. You are embracing the potential within you to create, to grow, and to live a life of purpose. Lust is a distraction that clouds your judgment, keeping you from recognizing the deeper desires of your heart and soul. But the moment you reject it, you open yourself to clarity, to peace, and to the space where true fulfillment resides. This deeper longing is the whisper of your higher self, the part of you that craves fulfillment beyond the physical realm. It is in this space of resistance that you reclaim your true power, the ability to channel your energy into your higher purpose, to build a life of meaningful connections and accomplishments that go beyond superficial pleasure. When you choose to say no to lust, you stop giving away your energy. Instead, you retain it, using it to fuel creativity, purpose, and growth. Lust drains your energy and binds you to instant gratification. But saying no is an act of reclaiming your strength. It's a declaration that you are the master of your desires, not their slave. This is where true power lies, in understanding that your deeper longing isn't for momentary pleasure, but for lasting peace, purpose, and a life aligned with your truest. By rejecting lust, you are not denying yourself. You are freeing yourself to embrace the power that lies within you. Grab your copy now, link in the video description and pinned comment. 6. A call to heroes. The strongest among us are not those who give in to every whim or desire, but those who can stand firm when the world pulls them toward temptation. True heroes aren't defined by their ability to indulge, but by their capacity to say no. The real measure of strength isn't in conquering others, but in conquering yourself. Those who master the art of self-control, those who say no to the fleeting, empty promises of lust, are the ones who wield the true power. Think about the greatest figures in history, both spiritual and secular, from Billy Graham to C.S.LEWIS. These men understood the strength found in rejecting the immediate for the eternal. They knew that saying no wasn't a weakness. It was the gateway to something far greater than anything the world could offer. They faced temptations in ways we can only imagine. The pull of fame, the lure of pleasure, the desire for power. Yet they chose discipline over indulgence, purpose over pleasure, and in doing so they changed the world. Lust and its countless distractions seeks to diminish us. It preys on our desires, our insecurities, and our deepest fears. It whispers that we deserve the quick thrill, the easy pleasure, the temporary satisfaction, but the strongest among us don't fall for it. They recognize that real satisfaction comes not from what you indulge in, but from what you resist. By standing firm against lust, they create space within themselves for something far more profound, a sense of inner peace, personal strength, and spiritual fulfillment. The hero's journey is not about seeking comfort or avoiding pain. It's about facing the hardest battles with courage and standing tall in the face of temptation. Each time you reject lust, you are walking in the footsteps of giants who have come before you. You are aligning yourself with a higher purpose, one that is bigger than any momentary desire. The strongest among us don't shy away from challenges. They embrace. Saying no is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of your true transformation. And it's time to answer the call to be one of the strongest. The heroes of history weren't defined by what they gave into, but by what they chose to resist. Are you ready to make that choice? The cost of giving in. The cost of giving in to lust is far greater than most realize. It doesn't just take a moment of your time or a temporary lapse in judgment. It robs you of something much deeper, your essence, your peace, your future. Every time you surrender to lust, you forfeit a part of yourself. Not in a visible, immediate way, but in a slow, often imperceptible erosion that leaves you weaker, less whole. First, lust feeds on your energy. It tricks you into believing that satisfaction lies in indulgence, but it's a hollow promise. The physical release may feel good in the moment, but afterwards, you feel drained, empty, and longing for more. It's a cycle that never ends. The more you give, the more you lose, until you're left feeling spiritually depleted, as if the very life force within you has been siphoned away. Next, lust steals your peace. It creates an internal conflict that lingers long after the act itself. You feel the shame, the guilt, the quiet knowing that you've betrayed your higher self. Lust pulls you away from your true purpose, making it harder to focus on the things that really matter. Your mind becomes clouded, your spirit rests. What should be a fulfilling, peaceful life becomes consumed by the need to feed this insatiable hunger. But the cost doesn't stop there. Lust damages relationships. When you give in, you diminish your ability to form genuine, intimate connections with others. You begin to see people as objects for your own gratification, rather than as fellow human beings deserving of respect and love. This disconnect creates a barrier that prevents you from experiencing the deep, meaningful bonds that are the foundation of a rich and fulfilling life. Lastly, lust robs you of your future. The choices you make today impact the person you become tomorrow. If you continually give in to your desires, you set a dangerous precedent for your life. You weaken your self-control, and over time that lack of discipline bleeds into other areas. Your work, your relationships, your goals. Your potential is squandered because you've trained your mind and body to respond to fleeting pleasures, instead of long-term fulfillment. Giving in to lust may seem harmless at first, but the cost is undeniable. It's a high price to pay for something so temporary. The strength to say no is not just a refusal to indulge in a moment of weakness. It's a declaration that you refuse to let your life be controlled by something so shallow and fleeting. The cost of giving in is too great, and the rewards of resisting far outweigh the momentary pleasure. 8. The gift of self-control. Unlocking true freedom. Self-control is often viewed as a restriction, a form of suppression, but in reality it's the key that unlocks true freedom. The kind of freedom that isn't about indulgence or doing whatever you please. It's the freedom to live a life on your own terms, free from the chains of impulsive desires and fleeting pleasures. When you have self-control, you're no longer a prisoner to your urges. Lust, for example, doesn't control you. You control it. It's easy to think that yielding to temptation is an act of freedom, but in truth it's a trap. Every time you give in, you lose a little more of yourself, your willpower, and your focus. True freedom comes from mastering yourself, from choosing your actions with intention and purpose, not reaction. Saying no to instant gratification is empowering. It's a declaration that you are in charge of your decisions, not your desires. It's about understanding that long-term satisfaction and fulfillment come from delayed gratification, from resisting the momentary pleasure for something far more rewarding in the future. Whether it's focusing on your goals, nurturing meaningful relationships, or building the life you truly want, self-control becomes the foundation upon which everything else is built. Self-control doesn't just apply to lust, it applies to every area of life. It's the ability to stay focused when distractions abound, to make decisions based on long-term vision, rather than immediate satisfaction. This is the power to break free from bad habits, addictions, and patterns of behavior that are not serving you. The real gift of self-control is not about fighting against temptation. It's about choosing what aligns with your highest self. It's about aligning your actions with your values, your mission, and your true purpose. Each time you say no, you're making room for something greater, whether that's growth, peace, or fulfillment. Ultimately, the more you cultivate self-control, the more your life expands. You become more resilient, more disciplined, and more empowered. You begin to realize that you're not at the mercy of your desires, but the master of your destiny. This is the essence of true freedom, the freedom to live life on your terms, with strength, clarity, and purpose. 9. Reclaiming your sacred energy. Every human being carries within them a sacred energy, a vital force that fuels our creativity, passions, and purpose. This energy, however, is often siphoned off by temptations like lust. Lust, in its many forms, draws us in with promises of instant gratification, but what it leaves behind is the draining of our most powerful life force. Each time we indulge, we deplete the very energy that makes us who we are. But this energy is sacred. It's not something to be carelessly wasted. Lust thrives by consuming what is most precious: our focus, our potential and our vitality. The more we give in, the weaker we become, as we allow something external to control the flow of our inner strength. This isn't just about physical depletion, it's a spiritual drain, one that affects your entire being. The energy you spend in moments of indulgence isn't merely gone, it's transformed, lost to the cycle of craving and satisfaction that leaves you emptier than before. When you say no to lust, you begin to reclaim that energy. Instead of allowing it to be drawn out by fleeting moments of pleasure, you hold it, guard it, and redirect it. By resisting, you preserve your life force for the things that truly matter, your goals, your relationships, your dreams, and your connection to a higher purpose. It's like redirecting a powerful river into the channel of your life's calling, instead of letting it spill wastefully into the sand. This is where true power lies, in the conscious control of your energy. When you master the ability to withhold from indulgence, you shift the flow of your life from one of passive surrender to one of active, empowered creation. You become a creator of your destiny, not a slave to fleeting desires. As you reclaim your sacred energy, you open the door to unlimited potential. Your focus sharpens, your spirit strengthens, and your actions become more aligned with your purpose. Lust will always be there, whispering in the background, but it will no longer have the power to siphon away your energy. Instead, you'll channel your force into creating a life that resonates with fulfillment, peace, and true success. Reclaim your energy, guard it fiercely, and watch as your life transforms. 10 final words. The awakening. The moment you choose to say no to lust, something extraordinary happens. You step out of the cycle of desire and surrender into a world of self-mastery and true freedom. This is the awakening, the realization that your worth isn't determined by fleeting pleasures or momentary satisfaction, but by the strength and clarity that comes from the choices you make. Lust isn't just a temptation, it's a test, and when you pass it, you're no longer just living for the moment. You're living for something far greater. Every time you resist, you awaken to the depth of your true self, the part of you that is not driven by impulses but by purpose. Lust tries to convince you that your happiness is tied to what you can grasp in the physical world, that pleasure is the ultimate reward. But when you say no, you shift your focus. You realize that lasting fulfillment comes from within, not from what you chase. This is where the power lies, in the act of resistance. When you say no, you're not denying yourself, you're empowering yourself. You're breaking free from the illusion that external gratification can solve your internal longing. You reclaim your energy, your focus, your soul. You recenter yourself on what truly matters, your mission, your growth, your destiny. With every choice to resist, you solidify your control over your life. You no longer allow fleeting temptations to dictate your path. Instead, you create a new reality where you are the one in charge, where your energy flows towards building something greater. Lust fades in comparison to the life you are now building, a life rooted in purpose, discipline, and self-respect. This isn't just about denying yourself. It's about awakening, seeking your true power. Saying no isn't weakness. It's courage. It's the decision to live in alignment with your higher self, not the fleeting whims of the flesh. And with every no, you transform, becoming more than you ever thought possible. The temptation becomes irrelevant because you've already tapped into a deeper fulfillment. So stand tall, embrace the awakening. With each moment you choose strength over temptation, you carve out a path of victory that leads to a life of lasting power and purpose. The choice is yours, and this right here is where your true journey begins. As you walk away from this video, remember, the battle against lust is not a battle against the world around you, but a battle for your soul, your energy, your purpose. Every temptation is a test, every moment of resistance, a victory. But let's not deceive ourselves. Resisting lust is not a one-time decision. It's a daily battle, a war that must be won on multiple fronts. It's about more than just saying no. It's about shifting your entire mindset, reclaiming your strength, and stepping into the life you were always meant to lead. This is why I want to encourage you to take the next step. In my ebook, 7 Biblical Secrets to Destroy Lust Before It Destroys You, I've condensed powerful life-changing principles that will help you take control and transform your struggle into strength. These are not just theories, but biblical truths, rooted in timeless wisdom that will equip you to stand firm against temptation, rebuild your inner power, and unlock your true potential. The secrets I'm sharing are designed to guide you through this battle, step by step, with the tools you need to create a life of peace, purpose, and real freedom. You don't have to fight this battle alone. I've walked this path and I've seen the transformation that comes when you apply these biblical principles. This isn't just about resisting lust. It's about stepping into a higher calling for your life and refusing to let anything hold you back. If you're serious about breaking free and reclaiming your life, this ebook is for you. Don't let lust rob you of your peace and purpose any longer. Click the link in the video description or the pinned comment to get your copy of 7 Biblical Secrets to Destroy Lust Before It Destroys You, and start your journey toward lasting freedom today. It's time to rise above, reclaim your strength, and live the life you were meant to live.